Hi everybody, if you follow our channel, you know we are typically driving around North America in our RV showing you awesome things, but this time we flew to Costa Rica and spent 16 nights exploring the country in January. We learned so much about Costa Rican life and have many amazing and crazy stories to share with you, like insane driving, beautiful waterfalls, and incredible wildlife. We will be releasing a series of videos to acquaint you to this wonderful jam-packed country and help you plan your own trip. Trust me, you do not want to miss out on this gem of a destination. Third day in Costa Rica. Today for our breakfast, I decided to go with the traditional Costa Rican breakfast. And Carl went with the banana pancakes.
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.
Today we are headed off to a new location. We are headed over to La Fortuna. It's about a 3-hour, 68-mile drive, and we're done with Monteverde.
So you heard that right. Nicole said 3 hours, 68 miles. And you're thinking, what? There's no way that's possible. That's an accurate time. So we're gonna go like 22 miles an hour to our destination. It's gonna be a fun time. These roads are just insane. I thought driving to Baja was bad. I'll take next one any day. There's a reason they call it the Costa Rican massage.
Yesterday, while we were driving to our El Tiger hike adventure, we saw a couple different unique things. One, there was a motorcycle that had come around a corner, and I think there was a cow in the road that surprised him, and he ended up laying down his bike. So we saw him kind of kneeling next to his bike, and there were some parts on the road. And then we saw just a stray dog that was relieving himself in the opposite lane while a car was coming, and so the car had to wait for the dog to either be done or for us to pass. We got a nice road here. There's actually some lines. It's paved. We're doing our first eating out. This is La Tortuga, which means the turtle in Espanol. Okay, don't laugh, but I got chicken fingers and fries. And Kyle got a traditional Costa Rican dish, whatever this is.
With mushrooms.
Ugh. We were driving on our way to La Fortuna, and I said, monkeys in the trees, and I made Kyle turn around, and there are spider monkeys up in these trees, but it's raining, and they are hunkered down, so you can't see their faces. We have a Cody crossing. Oh, whoa. Wow. They're all running towards me. Why?
I'll get the car.
I'm gonna get in the car. Get in the car! Get in the car! Jeez. Wow. Do people feed you or what? Whoa. Whoa. Oh my gosh, how many of them are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
4 on my side.
Wow.
At least 5 on my side, 6 over here.
Arriving to our next destination. Parking over here.
It's much easier to find it in the daylight.
Yes. So this I booked on Airbnb, but they are a little hotel and hot spring. So we just park, and they gave me the code to get into my room. Here's our room. This is just like a normal hotel room. We've got a mini fridge, TV, sofa, bed. Looks pretty normal. Dinner, nachos, hamburger at La Typical. We we have signed up for a night tour. It is about 6 o'clock and we're going out in the jungle with these little handy flashlights.
Try to put it on the leaf, yeah. Yes, yes, you're gonna looking for the leaf. She love you, eh? Yeah.
I booked the night tour with the hope to see the famous red-legged frog, and we saw so many of them. They were everywhere. This is the biggest frog I've ever seen. I booked our night tour with Papa's Place in La Fortuna. The owners opened up their own business several years ago because the location of their property is at the end of the road next to protected land, so they receive a lot of wildlife. They put in small frog ponds and have misters that they can turn on if it isn't raining. Frogs come out when it's wet. The night tour was awesome. I love seeing so many different types of frogs, and we didn't even scratch the surface of how many different types of frogs there are in Costa Rica. I think there's over 200. We also saw some insects in the tour, but I'm not a bug fan, so I did not film those. We also did not see any snakes, which was a huge bummer. Good morning, everybody. It is day 4, and we are off for our next adventure. We are going to the Mistico Hanging Bridges. This is a very popular thing to do in the town of La Fortuna. They have like 16 different hanging bridges, but today I booked a guided tour, and I'm hoping that he's going to spot out some super cool animals. One thing that's super nice about this area is the road is nice, paved, and it's not bumpy on this main road here. Mistico Hanging Bridges has a few different options for booking. You can do the 2-mile trail with or without a guide, but they also have night walks and bird watching tours they offer as well. I am holding on to my phone for dear life. The bridge is moving. This is the first of 16. The scenery here is so beautiful. Everything is so green and lush. It's raining, of course, but the canopy does a decent job of trying to keep us dry. With the fog, we don't get a clear view of the entire canopy, but it adds a bit of mystery to this already mysterious place. One comment about coming here is I read to go early because there can be bottlenecks with people waiting to walk across the bridges. There are employees at each bridge that monitor the number of people crossing at a time. So this bridge that we're walking on here is the highest at 45 meters high. There is a waterfall that we'll walk past, but I'm not sure how well we'll be able to see it because of the fog today. I still don't like walking on these bridges. I don't like how they sway. Everybody steps on them. There are 15 people allowed at a time, and they're kind of slippery. The view is pretty cool up here. Still not loving the bridge. We're looking at the top of the trees. Most of the life in the rainforest is up high in the canopy. Our tour so far has been pretty neat. He's pointed out like little lizards and snakes that are far away, and he has a telescope that will zoom in and we can like look, and then I try to find them myself with my camera. It's pretty surprising the things that these guides have found, and it makes you wonder like, what are all the things that we're not seeing? Everything that has been pointed out to us is blended in, and some are even camouflage, can change colors. Nothing has been like bright neon orange so that it's easy to be like, oh yeah, that's that.
We got to see a herd of wild pigs. It was kind of funny. Our guide just kind of stopped and started pointing at his nose and saying, "Can you smell that? Can you smell that?" And there was some sort of like musk in the air, an odor that you could smell. And he said that means there are wild pigs nearby. So we all stop and we start looking, and then he starts pointing, and there's a whole herd of these cool wild pigs. Apparently Costa Rica has 2 different kinds. And then we got to see a cute little baby pig. And they all crossed the road.
The Mistico Bridges hike was super cool. The hike alone was so pretty. All of the foliage, like so many different kinds of plants, was worth it alone. But then having the guide with us was even better because then he pointed out all this stuff. The rain and the fog made it more challenging, so we didn't quite see the animals that I thought that we would see, like monkeys and sloths and toucans, but instead we saw things that I didn't expect to see. So overall, super cool, really glad we did it. Our next adventure for today is to the La Fortuna Waterfall. This is like the most popular waterfall. I feel like everybody that goes to Costa Rica comes to this waterfall.
We are looking at La Fortuna Waterfall, 70 meters high. We are beginning our descent. We're 500 steps down. And my calves are still really sore from the hike that we did like 2 days ago. And it's really difficult for me to go down these stairs. You can go swimming down here if you'd like. The water is a little chilly. We've seen so many people here posing for pictures, not looking at the waterfall. Kind of like this. So something that I've kind of struggled with planning this trip to Costa Rica is doing anything costs money. Even this hike to a waterfall here, it was $18 a person. And after doing the guided hike and learning about how the snakes blend in, like they look like leaves and they can be anywhere, I will say I kind of understand because they put in infrastructure here, like paved paths, and they have, you know, security or checkpoints at different places in the event that something happens and that maybe you don't want to go off on your own in the jungle because there's lots of shit here that will kill you. We did also learn that most of the snake bites happen to like the banana plantation workers or coffee workers or sugarcane workers because they're using their hands to reach for things, and a lot of the snakes just hide in there.
So as we talked about in our City of Rocks video, to be careful with snakes. Don't put your hands or feet anywhere you wouldn't put your...
We're leaving the La Fortuna Waterfall. We were there for about a couple hours. The pass that I bought was including a meal, which is pretty cool. They gave us like a beverage and then they gave us like a Costa Rican smoothie that was super cool. It was cold and it felt so good because we were so hot from the 500 steps up. And then we got our main meal and then they gave us a little dessert, which was like frozen yogurt with like some strawberry sauce on it. But it was super cool there. The waterfall was gorgeous. It was so powerful and I was so excited because we got to see one of the kinds of toucans that they have here. And we actually heard the toucan earlier today in the Mistico Hanging Bridges, but we never got to see it. But here we saw several of them and they were just gorgeous.
Nicole's afraid of the hanging bridges.
I'm not afraid. I just like when I can walk on solid ground that doesn't move.
That's the opposite of a hanging bridge.